Hello and welcome to my dear third standard scientists in today's science class. This is Rohan sir, and as you all know that henceforth I am going to teach you science subject. And yes, in the previous lecture we had a lot of fun studying the science subject. Now first of all, before starting the lecture, I would just like to convey you an important message. The message is that stay home, stay safe, you also stay safe, and ask your family member also to use the sanitizers, masks, gloves, which will help you to protect yourself and your family members as well to stay safe from coronavirus, that is COVID-19. And as we start today's lecture, before that we will just have a look on the agenda of today's lecture. Agenda in the sense the planning, the objectives of what we are going to do, because without planning nothing goes successful, right? So here we have the objectives, the planning for today's lecture. The objective of today's lecture is, the first objective is match the following of lesson 4. As you all know, my dear students, that we have already finished lesson number 3 and we started lesson number 4 in in the previous lecture. So I hope that now you are on the track. Now you are along with me, you are following my lectures regularly, so that even if you will miss one lecture, the sequence will become uneven. You will you will not be able to know where have we reached, up till where have we done, right? So basically in today's lecture, the first thing what we are going to do is match the following of lesson number 4, which is an objective part, right? And then after, give 2 examples. Now what is that? Give 2 example means you have to just give 2 word answers for the questions you are asked, and then after the discussion of give 2 examples, we will move on to the one word answers. Yes, you all know give one words. Yes, even in English when I teach you, there are the meanings and give one words, right? You are supposed to give the answer in only one word exactly. Yes, and then we will end up understanding the question and answers, which is very much important in the subjective part of your lesson. So now let's move, and before starting our agenda, before working on to our agenda, I would just like to give you the glimpse of what have we done in the previous lecture. So basically here let us do the revision of previous lecture. Revision in the sense we will just discuss what have we done. So in case if you have not seen, unfortunately if you have not seen my previous lectures video, you will come to know what have we done, and you will be able to cope up with today's lecture. And what have we done in the previous lecture? Firstly, we have done the question answers of lesson number 3, which was left out, right? So in the previous lecture, the first thing which we discussed was question answers of lesson number 3. Okay, and I explained you each and every question answers. We have discussed everything over there of lesson number 3, and then after we jumped on to lesson number 4, hard words. I taught you how to pronounce the words, correct? The few the kind of hard words which were really hard for you to pronounce at this age. Then after we discussed the FB, that is fill in the blanks of lesson number 4 again. That is again the objective part of lesson number 4. And then after of lesson number 4 we discussed TF, which is again that objective part. So basically after finishing lesson number 3 subjective part, we just commenced with the objective part of lesson number 4. To commence means to start with. So we have just started with the objective part, in which we have done 3 topics: hard words, FB and TF, correct? So now let's get started with today's agenda, which is match the following. And here is the content for you people. The A side is always the question and the B side is the answer, but here I have just arranged your data, my dear students. Though I will send you the PDF of textbook where you will get the perfect questions where these answers will be shuffled, means the answers will not be given exactly beside the questions. As you can see, I have arranged properly question and answers, but in textbook the answers will be shuffled. Okay, so you just have to number it properly, you just have to tag it properly so that you can just match the answers. That is why the heading is match the following. Okay, anyways, let's just discuss it. So what you have to do is, I am going to give you the time to repeat the answers after me. Yes, you heard it very correctly. I am going to give you the time to repeat the answers after me, so that here at least you can revise it twice. Correct? I'm going to you know my format. I always ask you to repeat everything 2 times. Correct? So at least alone when you are revising it, you know the pronunciation, you know the answers, how to speak it, and you have been through it. Like, it is not totally new for you if you are sitting all alone to revise the answers. So here column A is questions, column B is answers, and I have already arranged the answers beside the questions, so you don't have to match, you just have to go through it. So here question 1 is dead leaves. Then the answer should be form humus. Correct? It gives us humus, the dead leaves. Dead leaves means not the green leaves, but the dry leaves. Correct? Which fall down from the trees after dead means the word is very much familiar to dead leaves. That means the leaves which don't have which are not active. Correct? The leaves fall down after becoming black on the ground. Correct? So it forms the humus. So we have just matched 1 with A. Dead leaves forms humus. Okay, now repeat after me. Dead leaves forms humus. Dead leaves forms humus. Okay, good. I hope that you are repeating after me. If not, please do. Okay. Question 2, clay. Have you seen clay, my dear students? Clay? Yes? So if you have not seen, it's okay. You must Google it if you want the knowledge for it, because you should use the mobile phone for the good works, not only for the games. So I suggest you to search clay in the in the Google, because there are many kinds of, even there are the toys of the clay. You can play with the clay. So basically here the answer should be fine pieces of rocks. So repeat after me. Clay, fine pieces of rocks. Second time. Clay, fine pieces of rocks. Moving on to the third one. The question is manure. I told you how to pronounce it while we were discussing hard words, if I am not wrong. So it makes soil fertile. Correct? So we have just made the match of 3 and makes the soil fertile. This is 3 and C. Manure makes the soil fertile. Now repeat after me. Manure makes soil fertile. A second time. Manure makes soil fertile. Okay, let us move on to the last match the column question, earthworm. I will show you the photo of earthworm further when we are discussing the another topic after match the following. So here earthworm matches to lives in soil. Obviously earthworms you might have seen in your compound if in the rainy season many a times, earthworms, right? It lives in the soil. It digs a kind of hole and they lives inside the soil, beneath the soil, right? So that's why the earthworm, the answer is lives in the soil. So these are too easy, my dear students. Yes, I have directly written the answers in front of the questions. I may or may not send you this PDF, so that I'll just work on it and let you know in the short while that when am I going to send you the PDF. Yes, so as such you just have to just remember this. Let's move on to the next topic. Now here we have come to give 2 examples of. Like I said, you have to just give the answer containing 2 words. Yes, You have to just give 2 examples of each question. Let's see how the question, what is the pattern of the question, and everything will come by the way we are discussing it. Okay, here is the first question. Let me read it aloud. And my dear students, when I ask you to repeat the answers, you have to repeat the answers after me. When I ask you to repeat the answers, you have to speak aloud, you have to repeat after me. Okay, let me just read the question first. Soil provides these to plants. What do soil provides to plant? What is the role of the soil? How can it help the plants? What does it provide to the plants? It provides water and nutrients, right? When we pour the water to the when we water the plants, the soil plays the main role to hold the water, make it moisture, right? So the soil provides these to the plants. The answer is, just repeat after me, my dear students, water and nutrients. Repeat me second time, water, nutrients. Excellent. If you are repeating after me, I must say that your pronunciation will be very much clearer at the end of the lecture for each answers. Okay, the next question is colors of soil. Colors of soil, what could be the colors of soil? The colors are red and black. Okay, my dear students, I have just brought a picture of a red soil and a black soil for you, so that you can just see and you can observe it very carefully, so that even if you see anywhere the red soil and the black soil, you will be easily able to recognize it. And if you can see in the photo the red soil, which we have seen many a times, yes, even if you go to the especially if you go to Rajasthan, you will be able to see the red soil at many places. And this black soil is very, if you can see in the photo, is very famous for planting, for farming there. This is the photo of farm I have brought for you. So I hope this is clear to you. So let's repeat. Color of soil. Now repeat the answer after me. Red and black. Repeat a second time. Red and black. Excellent. Let us move on. Here, the things that soil contains. What things do the soil contains? Let's see. The first one is air. The second is water. These two are the things which the soil catches hold of. The soil contains within. So repeat the answer after me. Air, water. Repeat a second time. Air and water. Okay, my dear students, if you remember that I told you that soil plays the main role. So if the air is not there properly in the soil, how could the plants grow? Plants need water, sunlight, fresh air, everything in the proper amount. Yes, because of that only trees gives us oxygen, right? It exhales the oxygen and it inhales the carbon dioxide which we exhale. So this is how the trees maintain our environment, and for that, for the proper growth of trees and plants, soil must have the proper amount of air within it, right? Also the water, because you must be knowing that there is a thing which we call as a groundwater, correct? When you dig the well, you get the water from within the ground, correct? So there is the air and water both in the soil. The next question is animals that live in soil. Okay, a kind of insects. Animal, I mean to say, is insects. So which are they? Earthworm and snails. So earthworm and snails are the two kind of insects or animals, we can say, which lives in the soil. So my dear students, I have just brought the photo for you of earthworm and snail, so that to make it clearer to you that what is earthworm and snail. And here is the picture of earthworm. If you have seen, I am very sure that you have seen many a times and you also dislike this, but I am not showing this photo to for your inconvenience. It's just for your knowledge, right? So that it's very much clear to you what is an earthworm, right? And this is a snail. Yes, if you can see, this is the shell in which it hides inside. Yes, and this is also sometimes if the snail is pulled out of it, and this could also be the musical instrument. In India, in the temples, we use the musical instrument. After the snail grows and it leaves its shell, we use this, the back portion of the snail, as a musical instrument. We blow it with the mouth, correct? So it makes a good sound. This is we use in temples many a times, right? So this was the photo of earthworm and snail. So let us repeat the answer. What is the question? Animals that live in the soil. Repeat the answer after me. Earthworm, snails. Repeat a second time. Earthworm, snails. Excellent. Okay. So now we are moving on to the other part, to the third part of the today's lesson. The third part of today's lesson is one word answers. Before this, there were the two words answer. If you remember, you just had to give the two examples of each question, right? So here we are jumping onto the one word answers. What you have to do, you have to just answer in one word for the questions asked to you, right? It's very easy, very simple. So let's have a look on it. Let me just read the first question, and then I'll ask you to repeat the answers, and at that time you have to repeat the answers after me. The first question is, top layer of the earth where plants grow. The topmost layer of the earth where the plants grow, that layer of the earth is called soil. The answer is soil. You just have to answer in one word. You don't have to write full sentence that the top layer of the earth where the plants grow is called soil. No. That if you will write that, I will put a cross, big cross. You just have to write the one word answer asked to you as per the question, correct? So the answer is soil. Okay, repeat the answer after me. Soil. How is it pronounced? Repeat the second time. Soil. Excellent. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Okay, the next question, let me read it out for you. Read it aloud. Small parts of the dead plants and animals found in the soil. I repeat the question. Small parts of dead plants. Do you remember the dead leaves we did in Match the Following? And animals found in the soil. So it is called humus, right? It is called humus. The small parts of dead plants and animals which are found in the soil. Sometimes when the animals die, they are they are covered with the soil after a few months. Yes, even when the humans die, we bury the humans, correct? Even the dead plants, when it falls on the ground, they are they are covered after lots of changes in a time. They are covered in the soil, so they are then called humus, right? So repeat the answer after me. Humus. A second time. Humus. So by now I hope that you have the correct pronunciation with you, right? Let us move on to the next question. The question is, humus provides this to the plant. Now, what does the humus provides to the plant? Why is humus important for the plants? Because it provides nutrients, right? Nutrients very much important again for the plants. Okay, so the answer is nutrients. Now repeat after me. Nutrients. Repeat the answer second time. Nutrients. Okay, so let us move on to the next question. The next question is here in front of your screen, in your screen. Okay, so farmers add this to make the soil fertile. You know farmers, the one who works in the farm, right? Again, let me show you the photo. Yes, my dear students, I showed you this photo while I was showing you while I was explaining you the black soil, red and black soil, the difference I was showing it to you. So this is how the farmer works, correct? They plow the plants with the hand. They plant the trees, everything whatever they do is with the hand. So farmers add this to make the soil fertile. What do the farmers add to the soil? This is the soil. What do they add to the soil to make the soil fertile? That is the question, right? So what do they add? They add manure to the soil, right? So the answer is manure. Now repeat the answer after me. Manure. Repeat it the second time. Manure. Okay, so let us move further. Now we are up to the fourth part of the lesson, that is question and answers. The subjective part, we can say, of our lesson is now here in front of you. We are up to the question answers. We are going to discuss the question answers, and here is the question 1. And my dear students, when I ask you to repeat the answer after me, you have to repeat the answers after me. We are not wasting the time. We are I am teaching you how to read it, because even after repeating many times, when you listen to something again and again, you then have the habit, you then are able to remember it very easily. So this is the reason why am I asking you to repeat the answers after me. So here is the first question. What is soil? Now throughout the lesson we were doing soil, but what is soil? So answer is here. Soil is the top layer of the earth where the plants grow. Now this is also which we solved in the one word answer, right? If you remember just before the question answers. Okay, so repeat the answer after me. Soil is top layer of earth where plants grow. Now repeat the answer after me the second time. Soil is top layer of earth where plants grow. Yes, by now it should be very clear that the topmost layer of the earth where we grow the plants, that layer is called the soil. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Okay, so the next question is, what is humus made of? Now this is very important question. What is humus made of? You need to know how is humus made and of what is it made. So the answer is here. Humus is made of dead plants and animals present in the soil. It's very clear. In the match the following was also there. Yes. If I show you the match the following again, my dear students, see, dead leaves forms humus. Now do you understand why have we matched dead leaves with form humus, right? I hope you now get to know that why have I matched it, because here humus is only made of dead plants and the animals present in the soil. Okay, so now repeat the answer after me. Humus is made of dead plants and animals present in the soil. Okay, now repeat the answer a second time. Humus is made of dead plants and animals present in the soil. Clear? So now you should remember the answer, because the answer is very easy, because many of the answers are twisted. So some of the time it is asked in a match the following form, some are asked in the two words, some are asked in a one word form, but the concept is very much same, very much similar, right? So you should not get puzzled sometimes when the question is twisted, right? So there is a possibility that I may twist the questions and asks you and it is being asked in an exam. So many a times what happened, when the question is asked in a twisted form, you write something else, whatever you remember. So make sure the concept should be clear, but just don't mug up the answers. That is what I want. You just have to understand the answers. Okay, let us jump on to the question number 3. Question 3 is, let me read it out for you. How does humus help the soil? So how is humus helpful to the soil? And here is the answer. Let me read it first. Humus helps to hold water and provide nutrients for the soil. Very clear, very easy, very simply said, in the simple language it is. Okay, now repeat the answer after me. Humus helps to hold water and provide nutrients for the soil. So now, like I said, that when we water the plants, what happens that we just pour the water and the water sprinkles over in the ground. Yes, some directly to the leaves, some directly to the trunk, but maximum water falls into the soil on the ground where the plant is grown or where the trees are grown. So that soil, humus helps the soil to hold that water which we pour on the plants, correct? And then again it provides it to the roots of the plants, which is beneath the soil, correct, which is beneath the ground. And also it provides the nutrients for the soil. Yes, because of that nutrients, the plants grows, the growth of the plant is perfectly made there. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Question 4. Name any two things that soil contains. Now again, this is a kind of two word answer, but we have to answer in the sentence as this is a question answer. Okay, so the answer is soil contains air and water, as simple as that. We have already seen this in two words. So my dear students, if you can see in this give two examples, it is already written that things that the soil contains air and water. The same thing which we are discussing here, that name any two things the soil contains. Yes, answers are same, right? Again, let me tell you, if you remember one answer, you don't have to mug up the second answer. You just should remember that how your sentence formation should be clear. Only then will you be able to make your work easier, correct? Otherwise you have to mug up, you don't have any way out for that. Yeah, so the answer is soil contains air and water. Okay, now repeat the answer after me, my dear students. Soil contains air and water. Now repeat a second time. Soil contains air and water. So now I hope that you will easily be able to learn these answers. And moving on to the last question and answer of this lesson number 4. Question is, write any one use of soil. Now there are a lot of uses we do of soil. I even showed you that the black soil the farmers used to for the farming, and different uses are there for the soil, but you only have to jot down any one use of a soil. So here is the one use which I have written. Soil is a home of many insects or animals, we can even say, like ants, earthworms, snails, correct? So even the frogs live beneath the ground, beneath the soil. So this is the point which I remembered, that it is home to many insects and animals, right? So repeat the answer after me, my dear students. Soil is home of many insects like ants, earthworms, snails, etc. Okay, now repeat the second time. Soil is home of many insects or animals like ants, earthworms, snails, etc. Okay, so now I'll just give you the glimpse of what we have done in today's lecture, and this is the end of the lecture. So first of all, I just showed you the match the following, the question and the correct answer matched matched pair with it, and after that give two examples answer we solved here. Yes, some of the pictures also I showed you, if you remember, of earthworm and snail. And then one word answers we solved. We just had to give the answer in one word. Okay, then after moving on, we solved question answers. There were 5 question answers, some of which were related to the 2 words answers, 2 examples, and 1 word answers also. Okay, so lastly, I thank you for watching this video lecture. Even during this hard time, you are watching the lecture, you are coping up with the teachers, and you are cooperating, everything. I can say that for you at this age in vacation to study is very hard, but you are doing it. So I really appreciate your efforts. And last but not the least, I would say that stay safe, stay sanitized, means wash your hands regularly, even use sanitizers and masks. Also, when you go out, you should wear the hand gloves so that your hands and everything is protected, because your hands are the main thing which transfers the viruses from here and there. So this is the last suggestion. And yes, also do the homework regularly, and also note down everything in your book date wise. Okay, thank you once again. Goodbye.